ICP Crypto, or Internet Computer, is going to have a phenomenal bull market, in my opinion. Mark Cuban, the Shark Tank entrepreneur, has already referenced this in a number of different speeches he has made about the requirements for various blockchains, and we're going to get into that further in today's video, as well as making price predictions and tons of other things. So do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into today's video. Now, first of all, I want to share with you this quote from Warren Buffett. First come the innovators, then come the imitators, and then come the idiots. Now, this is pretty brutal, but it's pretty much true. If you think about cryptocurrency, we have the innovators, the people who came up with the Bitcoins, the people like Vitalik who came up with Ethereum. Then you get the imitators. So in the case of Ethereum, you get tons of other blockchains being built, such as Algorand, Hedera, HBAR, Zilliqa, and they're all kind of trying to do a similar thing, but they're just doing it in a different way. There might be a better way for a variety of different reasons. And then you get the idiots, which I think is going to be later on. But ultimately, this is where ICP is such an important thing and what Mark Cuban is getting at. Now, I really want to show you this very short clip about Mark Cuban and what he's saying about ICP. So listen carefully to this.
Everything is being replicated, is being imitated from chain to chain to chain to chain. You have chains imitating other chains just to create chains, right? And we've evolved out of the TPS thing. We've evolved out of the cost thing now that Ethereum is really quieted down in terms of transaction fees. And it comes down to, okay, why am I buying this NFT on this particular chain? The chains know that there is not room for 100 different blockchains. There is not room for 50 different blockchains. There is not room for 20 different horizontal blockchains. Now, if you want to look at vertical applications that are specific to, maybe ICP and others that have specific ways of doing things, that have applications that are better suited for those chains, okay, maybe the total number will grow.
Now, what effectively he is saying there is pretty much what Warren Buffett pointed out before, that there's all these new blockchains and things coming in all the time that are trying to do pretty much a similar thing to each other. But there's one that stood out there, and it was ICP. And ICP, while being a blockchain, does operate in a very different way from all the other blockchains out there. And it's what makes it such a powerful tool. Now, ICP is an extremely complex project to describe, and I am probably not the best person to do it, but there are some very detailed videos about it on the internet if you want to find out more. But in layman's terms, the internet computer is basically a global computer that is built on the blockchain. Now, instead of smart contracts, it operates using called canisters, and the canisters are the key component of the internet computer's ecosystem. They're like individual modules of computer programming power, and they allow for applications to be built and deployed directly onto the blockchain. So in the future, when you're using your iPhone or your laptop or whatever it is, you will be able to directly log in through the browser on Internet Computer to use all of the different apps. None of this would then be required to be downloaded. This is beneficial because obviously it's more convenient, but also it enables it to be internet speed that is ultra fast. It also solves a massive problem in the world, which is a global monopoly on internet cloud services, such as Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud Services, etc. This is a $3 trillion per year problem that the internet computer is going to solve. Now, effectively, in my opinion, ICP is the future of the internet, where we're going to be able to go and interact with dApps. You basically have to come across to Internet Computer where you'll create yourself a login, and this will allow you access to doing everything on the platform. You can see already it's driving an incredible rate with 1.9 billion blocks already processed, and it runs around 5,000 transactions per second, which is just insane compared with the likes of Ethereum. Internet Computer costs around $5 per gigabyte per year, which is insanely cheap when you compare it with other blockchains and you compare it with traditional cloud services. This makes it 44.7 million times more efficient than Ethereum. Now, it's a company that is based in Switzerland, and it's a non-profit company called Dfinity that have an enormous team of over 200 expert developers, and that's partly due to their success at launch at gaining investment in the start, where they managed to gain around $120 million. We also then saw a very successful ICO where they raised a huge amount and saw them rocket into the top 10 of cryptocurrency. However, due to issues with FTX, they did plummet after launch, and that caused a huge issue as everyone then started to lack trust in the project. And as I told you in yesterday's video, I love an underdog. I love an opportunity to find. And here you can see all of these dApps are basically being developed on the ICP right now. It's extremely easy for developers to build these dApps on this platform, and there's tons and tons of communities that are supporting this development. The dApps basically pay to be on the blockchain because they pay for the canisters that are supporting their development. This is where the revenue comes from. There is one or two minor issues with this particular platform going forward though. You and me, we require a login that is our ICP number to be able to use everything on this platform. In the future, if everything is built on the internet computer, every app, every dApp that you are using on a day-to-day basis, and you require a single login to be able to access that, well, perhaps you would be running the risk of having your access to the entire internet, which is pretty much everything in the future, restricted for whatever reason. If you lose that number or whatever, then you would potentially be restricted from using the internet, which means that you wouldn't be able to use your mobile phone, you wouldn't be able to use your laptop, because everything would be running through the internet computer, which although is a decentralized internet, is actually quite a centralized organization running everything like that. So let's see how it develops going forward. Hopefully they're going to push more into the decentralized world and really live up to their name as a decentralized internet. Now, we already looked at what Mark Cuban was talking about, but he also said this: crypto is going through the lull the internet went through around 20 years ago. The copy what everyone else has will fail. He then added that we don't need things like NFTs and DeFi on chain. But one thing is for sure, we do need a decentralized internet that's going to run effectively at speed and be accessible to everyone around the world, as well as that to give easy access to individuals to be able to develop directly on chain. And it's for this reason that ICP is one of my top picks in the crypto markets going forward. Now, what we can see looking at ICP at the top compared with Bitcoin at the bottom is it followed slightly similar markets. I did say that they had an extremely successful launch, which meant that the price was extremely high, and actually it then came crashing down, which again lost lots of investors' confidence. We did then see this recovery, which was in line with Bitcoin's recovery as well, and we can see that ICP is pretty much running in line with Bitcoin. Now, in the longer term, you can see back to this high from current levels, ICP will see a 12x. This was a coin that pretty much sat in the top 10, and it's doing a 12x back to here. And if we look further back than that, you can see it's pretty much a 31x up to here, and I do believe that around $1,100 is going to be possible in the next bull market, which would be a 63x on ICP. And something very exciting is happening on the ICP chart right now as we look into the daily, and this is giving me an idea that we might be seeing a move coming very soon. Now, what we had along with the rest of the crypto market, this is pretty much the bottom. You can see that there is big pumps like this coming in. Now, as I've mentioned, this is an insanely important project for the future. I do believe that the institutional money are causing these pumps. It's not a particularly sexy and exciting cryptocurrency that people are really paying attention to right now. Everyone focused on all those blockchains that don't really do anything different from the original blockchain. They might do it in a different way, but they don't achieve anything different. But we can see these huge buys. This tells me that actually this is institutions loading up. And what we have right now is a kind of a downtrend like this, that we could continue to slip a little bit further. But I do think that this area through here is a very important area for ICP. And if we do get back into this zone here, I'll be looking to buy. And I talk about buy zones already. We can see, guys, we had big pumps from sideways moving. And then you can see dips down into this area again perfectly, bored out of it. Comes down a little bit lower this time and eventually bored out of it. Again, very quickly up. If we get down into this area again, it's a no-brainer in my opinion that you can pick this up at around $5. It's going to be huge. I really think that. And what we would anticipate if it did do that would be a break, and then eventually it would move. And even from the current level to break back to these highs that we saw back in February, you're looking at a 43% gain, which is not bad at all. So in the shorter term, you're anticipating that ICP is going to follow Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is continuing to struggle in these areas and dips back down towards 24K, then we've got a great buying opportunity for ICP. If, however, Bitcoin is breaking up to around $32,500, then I think ICP is going to be breaking up above $6, maybe towards $7 in the next few weeks. Obviously, everything I've said there is not financial advice. You need to do your own research in understanding this project, finding out more about what it is, why the world needs it, and whether or not it's something that you want to invest in. As well as that, guys, if you want to find out more about what people are investing in right now and how to learn more about crypto, then get in my free Telegram. It's linked down below in the description. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and you want to learn more about different cryptocurrencies, then subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.